The Green Party has launched a new 7 promises to tamariki, is what they call it, by way of an open letter to Children's Minister Karen Chhour and urging the public to sign their petition. The letter highlights concern, the Greens say, includes an under-resourced system that is disconnected from whakapapa and lacks a focus of preventing harm before it occurs. They go on to say they're calling for legislative reforms to embed whānau and hapu leadership in decisions about tamariki, ensuring that every child grows up with safety and stability wrapped in aroha. This is the Greens' words, of course. Now, of the 7 promises, and I will give them to you, but it's not until you get to promise 5 and 6 where they say protect every child and provide every child with a stable and nurturing home. I would have thought they'd be at the top personally. But no, the number 1 promise from the Greens, centre every child's whānau and whakapapa. That's what their number 1 promise is. Number 2, I'll quickly go through them. Ensure every child is free from poverty. Support every child every step of their journey. Ensure every child is heard, respected, and placed in the heart of decision making. Protect every child. Provide every child with a stable, nurturing home, and ensure every child is cared for by a well-supported workforce. Look, some of these make sense, and you'd agree with. However, some a little strange. The Minister for Children is Karen Chhour, and she joins me now. Karen, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How's it going?
It's good. Lovely to talk to you again. I think it's been a while. Is the order of these 7 promises, does it matter what order they were put in, or do you think it's quite revealing that the Greens look like they're putting whakapapa above all?
Oh, look, it's very telling about what their focus is. And it's also very telling that that the first time I even heard any peep of this was from social media, popping up in my feed to tell me that they've launched a petition, which I pass them every day in the corridors. I have a very open door policy when it comes to, if you've got concerns, get hold of me and we can have a conversation. But I'll tell you, in the 18 months I've been minister, not once have I been approached from a member of the Greens to have a conversation about children and children's safety. And that's even more telling. I've reached out to Marama around the sexual violence and harm portfolio to say, let's have a conversation. And we've had meetings, but not once have the Greens come to me and said, can we sit down and have a conversation around children's safety? But we get this open letter that accuses me of making decisions that undermine the care of children, that talk about cutting jobs and cutting funding with no real understanding that that's actually false. And we need to be very careful when we're politicising children. My role is to make sure that children are safe. And every day I wake up, and that's what I'm thinking about, the safety and well-being of children. It's not number 5 on my list. It's not number 6. It's number 1.
Karen, to go back to what you said, the Greens did claim that they tried to arrange a meeting with you to discuss centering children across policies, but that your schedule did not allow it. Are you saying that is untrue?
Absolutely. There is not one piece of correspondence that has come to my office requesting a conversation. The only correspondence from the Greens is OIAs and written parliamentary questions, but not once have I had a request for a conversation. Oh, and I may have had a request to visit a youth justice facility, but those are the only times that the Greens have actually contacted my office.
Is the focus on cultural safety over what it seems to be physical safety the type of ideology that crept into oranga tamariki under the previous government?
Oh, absolutely. And I'm not saying that culture and whakapapa is not important, but ultimately these children come from some quite traumatic homes where the very first thing they need is to know that they're safe. Is to know that they're going to wake up in the morning and they're not going to have to worry about whether they're safe. then we can deal with the other issues as they come along. But honestly, to say that these children are being failed by our government, let's have a really honest conversation here. The only reason the government is involved is because they have been let down by the very people that are supposed to love them, and we need to stop blaming the government and expecting the government to fix all these problems. Communities need to step up and start loving their children in a way where they are safe.
The Greens continue to claim, Karen, that the size of Oranga Tamariki's social worker workforce has been severely diminished. Is that true?
So within the restructure, we did let go a lot of management, but we also increased the size of the social worker workforce, which is where it's really important. Those that are on the front line actually going into these homes and supporting these whānau to be the best that they can be and making sure that our children are safe. So my focus is on the social worker workforce and making sure that that is a strong, well-resourced space so that they can do their job and do their job well. And I'm not going to apologise for that because we don't need more people in management that are making decision-making a lot harder. We need more people on the ground in front of these young people.
In the past too, there was criticism that children in care weren't being visited by their social workers within the targeted timeframes. Has that issue been addressed, Karen?
Look, the percentage of children in care who are now being visited by their social worker within that time frame has risen significantly. It's not 100%, but it's getting pretty close. And I know from social workers that this is really important to them. But that means we need a strong workforce and a well-resourced workforce. Are we there yet? I wouldn't say we're 100% there, but we're well better off than we were before.
Karen, you mentioned that the Greens, not once in the 18 months you've held this role, have they come to you wanting to discuss this issue and you know, looking after the most vulnerable children. What about Labour or Te Pāti Māori? Have you had conversations with them?